yes, it's me. I know you were all waiting for me. I'm here, what a gas. Took a while, but I'm present at last. It's me, Dewey. Yeah! Hey guys, it's Dewey. Was that my greatest singing take ever? Probably not. Am I gonna keep it anyway? Definitely. Cause that's the point of this whole thing, is to have a good time. And that's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, if you've been around the channel but haven't bothered digging into stuff, I'm Dewey. I play both Alistair and Charlie in Hazbin on Broadway, and I also do a lot of the behind-the-scenes work of video editing, plotting out scenes, picking out costumes, particularly for Act 1. And so today, we're going to be doing a little bit of director's commentary for Act 1. So here's how things are going to go. First, you're going to finish listening to this awesome intro that I planned out for you, and definitely am not just recording spur of the moment. What are you talking about? Next, we're going to go through actually Act 1, where I'm going to have the volume turned way down, and I'm just going to be talking about, things that come up and, thoughts of watching Act 1 together. That is director's commentary, after all. It's gonna be fun. One of the rules, though, that I'm setting for myself is that I'm not allowed to hit pause. Because if I start pausing, we're just gonna be here all day. And plus, that means there's gonna be more stuff to go over later, so I can always, visit this well again and do more director's commentary later. So I'm not gonna hit pause, we're gonna keep playing the entire way through. And then at the end, we're actually going to be looking at a few scenes that were either left on the cutting room floor because something was going to be happening there, or they were hidden videos that you only had a specific window to see, and, well, that window passed, so this is where they're gonna live now. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with Act 1. Here we go! Alright, so we start with the record intro. Now this tune, I first used it here, but I've started using it in a lot of different places. And it's been a lot of fun, like if you listen to the Radio Demon's Lair, it's there. But this is a really fun little proof of concept that I threw together, just to, kick things off, and also make sure that, everyone knows that, yeah, we didn't get permission as an example. Also, these are genuinely some of the things that I use to justify this to myself about why this isn't illegal. But the lawyer, that's me. I'm actually a barred lawyer in the state of New York, and I don't practice, but, it's nice having the qualification, and I'm able to make some of these calls and be a little closer to the line than some may be comfortable with. Anyway, yes, so we're going into the first one. This was a fun shot. Waxxe there is actually a news outlet named Waxxe, but I thought News Corporation A, it's one of the most dystopian sounding news names that you could really think of, but also is the parent company of Fox News, which is pretty close to Vox. This was actually before our little family grew. This is my partner, Colleen, who is playing Vox, and actually all the V's. She plays a lot of characters. She's got a lot of range. What can I say? She's a great actress. But yes, that's one of the reasons that costuming is actually really, really important, is because everyone has at least 2 roles that they're doing. We have to make sure that the costuming is distinctive enough that you can recognize people, characters from across the stuff, particularly for, Colleen plays so many characters in this, and I still feel like you're able to tell who is who. A lot of these shots are, thank you to the stock, all of the different stock news templates that I could bring up. I did have fun with the names. Actually, I forgot that was an actual joke from the show, and I thought I'd come up with it, so that was fun. That one I did. But there's actually also another version of this buried on my blog that has a previous cut of this. I like this version better, though. But it was a really fun day. So this is from RPM Underground, which is... Actually, if you ask around for the Radio Demon there, they will know you're talking about me. It's a fun time being this, but It's a really great place. I do a lot of karaoke. I sing a lot. It's a good time, including this song. Let's see, this is, we spent most of the day, we filmed all like within a few blocks radius of each other. It's just that in Midtown it's so dense, you have all these different scenes that you can really play with. And so, even though you're staying within a small, relatively small block, you can still get so many different fun shots. Like, this is right by, oh, I forget the name of it, but that was like by our old grocery store. And, yes, now there's a little sneak in there. If you're in the know, you might have caught something fun that I slipped into that sequence. Let's see. This wall of microphones, I actually need to go back, and for season 2 of the Radio Demon's Lair, I'm going to be using this background of the microphones, because this shot really took on a life of its own, and has become, I don't want to spoil too much, but this shot really took on a life of its own, and it was a lot of fun. I remember coming up with the idea that the entire first song was going to be done with my back turned to the camera and that you weren't actually going to see it. And I felt like that was just so Alistair, so Radio Demon, of being able to command attention with just your hands. And so then we have, yes, it's another great shot that I quite enjoyed. We just went to Times Square. We do a lot of this guerrilla filming, you know. We just show up and do it. Yes. So this, the name is Insane, and actually, I'm wearing scrubs. That's actually, so if another thing is, I'm bipolar. What can I say? I'm actually crazy. But that is when I was, let's say, a involuntary trip to the psych ward was made. Those are the clothes I was given. And so they're in addition to, you know, being in a song called Insane, it's actually, you know, a little bit of my own insanity that I get to pull in. This is such a fun song. It's also one that whenever I sing it at home, my partner is always like, yes, that does make you insane. If you are relishing in people's pain, it does make you insane. I'm like, It's really good. I'm still, it's funny how like all the ads, a lot of them are still for companies that are still around, even though they change so often. I have been to Luna Park, funny enough. But, yeah, no, this is in the middle of, well, it's now Dewey Circle is what I've been calling it, and have actually been doing a lot of fun stuff in the area, and so it's not just me who calls it Dewey Circle. But, yes, we're continuing. What else? So we put the chalk outline on the background, and I don't know that it came out really well. We did clean it up afterwards. You know, we try to be nice, and we try not to leave evidence of our having fun, and, you know, because that's not nice to everyone else who shows up just trying to enjoy the park. But I don't know if that chalk outline actually did much, but we had a good time. I'm really this is such a... I will say, the other thing that was it's a lot of fun about this project is diving into a lot of the fan songs and the ones that are, like, important to the community, and hearing and, like, getting a bunch of different songs that are not just from the show and bringing them to life and bringing them into the show, too. I mean, Black Gryphon was the Radio Demon. They were the official Radio Demon before the Amazon production started, and so this song is really, it's not officially in the show, but it's official enough. But a lot of the fan songs are like that, particularly in Act 1. We started expanding it when Act 2 is going to be coming, but this one was a lot of good time. But, yes, I am a bit insane. Oh yes, then we cut to, this was our old apartment. We used to live on 56th Street. Back in the day, so we were filming like in our neighborhood, and this used to be our old apartment, and you get to see it a few times. Even though we'd moved out, we still had a bunch of footage from there, and so it actually keeps coming back throughout the act, even after, you know, we were long gone from this apartment. I do like the little, we left the little Amazon thing in the bottom left there as kind of a nod to, oh, Amazon's taking over this stuff. That was fun. Let's see, I missed that view. I'm happy where I am now, but that view was an absolutely gorgeous view of Times Square. This is a fun subway stop. I do think it's funny that there's so much to see and it's just a blank wall, but it's just there's so few blank walls in New York City that it was just fun to do that, find one. And yes, the subways do smell, but they're great. But the subways are great. That was another fun thing of bringing New York in as an idea of hell on earth, kind of a piece of it. And to a lot of people it is. But it's still, there's something about it that I just love, and I tried to bring some of that like New Yorker energy into this project, but particularly into this song. I do enjoy all the composite shots. It's been a lot of fun. Are they the most professionally done? Probably not, but I had a lot of fun doing all the composite shots, and when they line up well, it's just fun. This also, we actually inadvertently picked a lot of like churchy names of places to go in, and we didn't even notice at the time. So, like, this is the Rector Avenue stop. That was not on purpose. That we just kind of got on the train, and we knew we needed to get to the bowl, the stock market bowl. We needed to get there, and so we just stopped there, and that just happened to be where we are. I like that this actually has, this is where Jeremy Jordan was in The Great Gatsby. There's the shot with the bull. Because you know, there's actually two lines to go see the bull. You have the ones to take them in one way and then the other. And I do like getting in my eye being the Wall Street Journal. Here's another example of, yeah, this was apparently Trinity Place. That was a complete accident, which I guess maybe that's how things are supposed to happen. What else? This was a fun one to shoot. Also, shout out to our friend Trishy who helped get that shot with The Great Gatsby behind. I appreciate it. I've had a lot of help from friends here and there throughout this project, and they just, it's fun to see everything come to life. And there's, even though I do a lot of the heavy lifting behind the camera, no one does it alone, and everyone who helped is just, thank y'all. This has tickled my heart and made me so happy to do. And yeah, no, so everyone who helps, in whether they're directly or indirectly involved. So this is the Neverending Book Story. This actually isn't in New York City. This is out in Babylon, New York, out on Long Island. I used to, I don't know, I may still be doing tarot there, I'm probably not, but this was the former proprietor of the store, Colleen, and she was fantastic, is doing really cool stuff, and yes. Oh, and as far as picking pictures for this one, I wanted to go for that, like, okay, we're just going to stay in the news shot, but we're going to have something over here. And so I literally would just pick, for as far as who I chose, I just kind of went for the first thing that came to mind. About half of them I did as stock images versus actual people, mainly because I didn't want to, like, I wanted to keep this somewhat family friendly. I mean, it's Hazbin Hotel, it's not family friendly, but I wanted to keep it somewhat, like, keep that veneer, that cartoonish veneer to it. And so for some of them I did more stock images than actual examples, because I felt like that was going to get dark very quick, like if I really, so I tried to, that was the idea. Yeah, that, okay. So some of these, though, you also, if you're in the know, you're in the know. Like the pirates, yeah, if you know, you know. But if you don't, it's just a pirate ship. What are you talking about? What else? This actually also is a composite shot. Funny enough, yeah, we did these two shots separately. That was all a composite shot. We also moved the line from a random bystander to the newscaster doing it. This is actually technically my first appearance. This is me as this was actually the day we were moving out of that old apartment, and I still remember, it was so surreal because that was one of the first apartments that really felt like home, and for various reasons we could no longer live there, and so moving out of that apartment, we also didn't have our next place. We were still figuring out where our next place was going to be, so everything was getting moved into storage. We eventually found a new place. We moved in, and we love where we are now, but I just remember, like, this was a really, I don't want to say difficult, because we knew it was coming and we were prepared and we were doing what we needed to do, but it was still just a bittersweet day. It was very much an end of an era of a lot of of both my partner and our life, and it also happened to be raining, which is just perfect for the song, and so that was what I tried to get a lot of that in this take, was that bittersweetness of, like, I've been really trying, this is a lot of the things that I'd been doing in life just weren't serving me and I had to stop, and doing this brought a source of joy into my life, and so it was having this here literally in the back, literally behind the camera and everything. You have people coming in and moving everything to go into storage, and I don't know, having this to do that day gave me something to hang on to, and yeah, it's weird seeing that. It's also kind of nice knowing that that apartment gets to, it'll always be my apartment in this, you know, whoever's living there now, I hope you are enjoying it. But yeah, no, I think they ended up like tripling the rent for the next people, is what they were saying by the end. This is a fun hallway. If you know where it is, you know where it is. If you don't, that's okay. But that was another piece, was I was leaving my job, and I brought some of that. You know, your job, it influences a lot about how you see yourself, and so this one I also added a bit of like processing that identity of moving on from practicing in a very established way to kind of a more free fall, figuring things out, resting on my wit and will more than a safer option. And so that was, this song brought me to some of the plights. A lot of it was filmed on 6.5 Avenue in New York, which used to be where I would commute every day. And so going up and down that for this filming definitely brought back a lot of the memories there. But that was one of the problems, is that established life just got so boring. I couldn't make myself care about it, and that was at the end why I had to leave. And I'm glad it did. Even though like life is a lot more up in the air now, it's so much more fun, and it feels more like I'm actually living instead of kind of just settling into some established thing. So it's been fun. Also, this is the second time you've seen Radio City. It does make a brief appearance in the first song, Stayed Gone. But this one we wanted to really drive in that it was Radio City. And, you know, so, I mean, we have to, because you're doing Radio Demon stuff. You got then back to 6.5 Avenue. This is only a block away from... Again, this is a lot where we filmed a lot of it within a few blocks of each other, but there are just so many different backgrounds you can do in such a show. It's one of the beautiful things about New York City. So this is that rooftop that was a block away from where we lived. It's actually really the same view that you're getting here is the same view that we used to be getting out of our apartment. And I liked that view being where we started it. I did bring in some extra noise to kind of make this happen a bit more. This is also, I think, the first fan-made song that wasn't really officially involved in the production one way or another. This was a true, like, proper fan song that we brought in, and it's a lot of fun. That was a fun little composite shot. We're back to RPM. This is a place that I know very well. It's a good time. If you like karaoke and you're in Manhattan, it's a good time. I'm there at least once a month. Sometimes. I'm not always great about going. But anyway, this is from A Night with the Radio Demon, which was an event I had in the space. It was a really good time. Got to take it over and do a full show. And yeah, we had a great time, but that's why it's not karaoke stuff up on there, and that's how I got to use all the TVs, because it was a full-fledged event that I pulled off. And I got to use that shot from it. And then, of course, now this is where Alistair and Charlie finally, like, actually meet, which we kept that kind of similar to what happens in the pilot, in that Alistair just kind of comes out as, like, after noticing, just comes up and shows up. This is not the nicest composite shot I think I ever did, but it does the job. It's really fun. We also had to figure out, so the song abruptly ends, and in the pilot it's an explosion, and Well, we're doing this on a shoestring budget. Pyrotechnics are a little bit out of our reach. But so we had to think of what's a way that we can just have this end abruptly on something, and so that's why we were like, oh, well, you know, we had that back and forth between Waxxe and Alistair at the very beginning. Let's bring Waxxe in and kind of like make it a little more meta. The band there is Zephyr Zodiac. They're a fun protest band. They've done a lot of really cool stuff. I actually did an interview with them on the Radio Demon's Lair. If you look at the first of the protest songs episode, you get to hear a full interview with them. They're a fun group. Yes, so now where were we? Oh, yes. Yeah, I actually took a joke from, I came up with the joke. It's still my joke. It was just for a little bit of promotional stuff. I made an in-between thing that you'll be seeing it a little bit. But that was one of the lines I really liked that it came from there was, what is hell without meetings? Oh wait, no, I got ahead of myself. No, we're into this. This is another semi-official song that was done before the Amazon days, and Black Griffin was doing the Alistair voice, and so it was still kind of, this is a semi-official fan song, you know, it's semi-official, but it's not like Dealmaker is much more of a proper fan song, dare I say. I also made sure to pan the audio to try to make a difference. But here's an example of like we had to really try to make sure the mannerisms and the characters and the costuming were really strong, because you have to be able to note the difference between the two just by looking at them, even though I am playing both characters. And I really feel like we did pull that off. I'm pretty happy with the difference between Charlie and Alistair, and that, you know, just at a glance, you're not going to confuse the two of them, even when they're in different scenes. This was also fun. We're back in the old apartment. This got released way after we'd moved out. This is one of the few things to show, like, we were still looking that far ahead when we were still living there. My hat, I've kept my same hat. It is my witch's hat. It's a magical hat, and I love it. The brim is not nearly that straight anymore. We've gone through a lot together, what can I say? But this was also fun because I would have to imagine, okay, what's the other character doing as I was filming the one? And I really think one of the places where it really comes out is in the choreography, where it's, yeah, like we're moving as one, even though obviously I had to film this in 2 separate takes and split it together, but we stand up at the same time. Yeah, so like here, like it's just down to the, I'm very proud of how that one came out of. Those hands are going at the exact same rate down. Again, and those are 2 completely different takes. Obviously, I couldn't do that with myself. I can't be in 2 places at once, except, you know, beyond the 4th wall. So it was fun. That was fun, like thinking through the choreography and then doing it with both parts. Here's the line I was talking about earlier: is it wouldn't be hell if we didn't have meetings. That's one of my favorite lines so far. Okay, so this has a little bit of a crossover with one of my other projects called Nonya, Bietz, and Waxxe LLP. We're still working on the script for this, but we have a pilot produced, it's out, and it's not Hazbin related outside of this crossover, but Nonya, Bietz, and Waxxe is a legal comedy set in a large law firm. It's a fun time. The pilot's out, but this is a Hazbin video, not Nonya, Bietz, and Waxxe. But that's the characters of Linda Pillsbury and Amy Kirkland there are from Nonya, Bietz, and Waxxe. And this is the first appearance from Hallie Platts and Mason Saint-Saëns. Mason is playing Zestiel, is going to be playing, and a few other characters. I feel like that's a tradition that we've started, is every actor needs to play multiple characters. He's going to be back, and then Hallie, who's playing Carmilla, is part of Space Cowgirl Productions, who actually came on near the end of Act 1 and are really like starting with Act 2. And it's been a lot of fun integrating them into the workflow and really having it's a bigger team it's exciting. There's more stuff to coordinate. That's been annoying, but it's a lot more to coordinate, but having a bigger group is just, it's fun because it just has that much more momentum and more eyes on it, and it's not just you doing everything. So Carmine Industries, it's, if you don't recognize the logo, that's supposed to be a quip at Lockheed Martin as kind of an idea of, like, the military-industrial complex that Carmilla represents. And then that's the Velvet Post is kind of a joke on the New York Post, who is a division of News Corp, so it worked like the Vox appearing at the company. It still works with it being within that company, but something that Velvet would be like running on her own. We really tried to do our homework as far as the critiques of companies, and that's definitely not just all of them. Yes, so here this one we actually rented out an office in the middle of the financial district for an hour to do it in. And it was, so we got to meet any proper Wall Street boardroom for it. And yeah, then we have Colleen as Adam, which I thought it was funny. We're quite proud of it. Gender is, I'm non-binary myself, but like gender is a construct, and that was one of the fun things of like Adam being a femme is like, yeah, eternity's a long time and you get bored, okay? We did work pretty hard. I unfortunately can't read a lot of the writing, but we did have fun with what we put on the whiteboards there. This was also, we only had the hour to film, so a lot of this was all done in one take because we just had to hurry, set up, do it, and just work with it. Also, we were bringing, normally we don't have to bring too much. We have the camera and the tripod, we're not bringing too much, but we had to bring in, we have the guitar for, guitar solo, fuck yeah. We brought in my guitar, and that was, we carried it all through the subways, got stopped a few times, just like people asking about it, but it was it's worth it for the shot. That's one of the things is like it's a 5 to 10 second shot, but we like bringing that there and making sure that it was there, just it adds so much to it, and it's a lot of fun, and I hope to think that attention to detail is added to the experience. It's been fun. I wish I could read what was on the whiteboards better, because I remember thinking that it was funny while I wrote it. Here's guitar solo, fuck yeah. Yep. That was 5 seconds, bringing that guitar back and forth. It was 5 seconds. That was when I first moved to New York. That was actually also the guitar I brought with me. So I've had that guitar for for almost 2 decades now. It's a good guitar. It's treated me well. It's a good time. Yes. So this one was, it's funny, it was, the idea was we were crossing out 1 year, but it ended up, I think it worked out, and I wish you could read it a little better. At this point, we were literally getting kicked out. Well, not literally, we got out before they told us to leave, but we were like, okay, we're coming up on time, we gotta get this done. Yes, and then the ending! It's already over! I have watched this a number of times myself because, what can I say? I enjoy my own work. I hope everyone enjoys their own work, truly. But, this was a fun letter. I highly recommend you read it. So many people have done this song, not just from Hazbin, because it does enter into the lore of Hazbin, as how the current actor has the part for the radio demon, but so many people have done this song both from Annie and from Hazbin that I thought, how am I going to do it in a way that's completely different? I thought, I'm going to do it with absolutely no vocals. And I think I'm very happy with how it came out. We were originally going to be going into Times Square and handing out each of these items and like taking pictures with people and doing it there, but then I was sick, and so we ended up doing this I was like, you know what, no, I'm not holding a production for this, we're gonna make this happen. And so, we did it anyway, I was sick and feeling awful, but you know, you're never fully dressed without a smile. You know, keeps your friends guessing, your friends inspired, your enemies guessing, and it shows no matter what, life happens on your terms. And the piece I like to add on to that is that the more genuine the smile, the more pronounced that effect will be. Yeah, that was me. I was in the hospital the next day. It's okay. It's fine. I'm fine now. It's all good. The applause actually came from a different, if you saw the Daisies video that we did. That's where that applause came from. So it was actually applause for a Hazbin thing that we did. That was a really cool piece of it. Okay, so we just finished the first part. Time for the second part. We're going to be playing I think 3 or 4 videos that you can't really otherwise see on the channel because there were other things that we released, but like there was a video about A Night with the Radio Demon about that event, but there are a few videos that, like I said, are either now they're inaccessible, or then there was an alternate take for the Daisies video. It was as a part of a benefit for St. Luke's Lutheran Church that's in Times Square, and they do a lot of good things. And originally, I had done a take with one of the folks that helps run the soup kitchen there, and that ended up going for too long to put in the end video, but I promised I'd have it here, and so it's going to be here. All right, so. First, you know what? First, we're going to do the St. Luke's video, then we're going to do the other ones, and then we'll be back for a second.
Go ahead. Do it real quick.
Actually, Adam, you want to come in here?
No.
Let's talk about the kitchen? All right. Hey, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you to St. Luke's for putting this entire event together. A lot of good happens under this roof. This is Adam. Helps a lot with... Actually, how about you to explain?
Do we have that much time?
As much as you want.
I help make sure the food's hot and healthy for all of our guests that come in. Make sure that we work with the community on providing the food for all of our guests here.
Absolutely.
It's kind of why we're here tonight. It's for the soup kitchen in the building. I gotta have a healthy building to have a healthy soup kitchen. That's what we're doing. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having us, and we are super stoked. And if you would like to support St. Luke's, a lot of good happens under this roof. And I'm going to put a link right down there. And enjoy the show.
All right.
You're back. And you subscribed? Wonderful! Great to have you! Hopefully there's something new around here for you to enjoy. Or you can always start from the beginning. In case you didn't figure it out, this is a small little window that only subscribers can see. Check in every now and again. You might find something you like. In current news, we've decided on the order for Act 1. There will be 9 songs, 3 of which are fan-made songs. So many great songs to choose from. You really did me proud. Well, that's it for now. Stay tuned for the rest of Act 1. Welcome back to Subscriber Only News, your #1 source for all things Hazbin on Broadway. You may have noticed our channel had a bit of a facelift. Things are going to be a touch different from here on out. There's only going to be a single public video out at any given time. Enjoy it while it's on the air. You'll also start seeing some public performances as well. Colleen kicked that off with Loser Baby, and next is my show, A Night with the Radio Demon. It's going to be quite the evening. These aren't going to be in Act 1, and songs may be out of order, but we had so much fun, we just wanted to share. You'll also be seeing new songs pop up for Act 1. Eventually, we'll release the Act 1 supercut, so don't worry if you missed the first part. Why are we doing this? Don't worry about it! Stay tuned. Try not to miss anything. Welcome back to Hazbin on Broadway's Subscriber Only News, your sporadic source of speculative and sarcastic statements. As As of recording, we stand at 8 songs done within Act 1, not including those fun live shows we did. 3 remain as, in our story, Charlie and I both have meetings to go to. It wouldn't be hell if there weren't any meetings. As this act draws to a close, we're going to be widening the scope in Act 2, which will introduce some familiar characters in a way you've never seen them before. And if you want to be a part of this, and you happen to live in or near New York City, just shoot Dewey an email at thewitchoftimesquare@protonmail.com. That's thewitchoftimesquare@protonmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you, and looking forward to the rest of Act 1. Ta-ta for now. Enjoy! And that was your director's commentary. I hope you had a good time. Stay tuned. Act 2 is coming soon. We've got a lot of fun stuff cooking up for you. And we're just, like I said, we're having a good time with it, and hopefully you do too. Anyway, ta-ta for now. See you around.